Hello everybody! No, I've still not cleared out the space in front of my television. But, that's not why I'm on here today. Today, I'm making a video. It's been a while since I made a video. These are some headphones that my younger brother gave me. Younger brother? Anyway, whatever. Making a video again. It's been like 2 weeks. I was gonna make one all of last week and I kept putting it off for different reasons. First I was like, I wanna have something good to talk about. And then I went and saw the dentist and everything went great. And I was like, yes, this is wonderful. I'll do it tomorrow, Wednesday. Then on Wednesday I was like, I have a class this afternoon. Evening? I should work very hard to make sure that I'm awake for it. And that would be good to put in my video too. So then class got canceled and I fell asleep again. I was only barely awake to be able to go to class, and then when they're like, class was canceled at the last minute, and I'm like, alright, I'll go back to bed. Then when I woke up, I was like, I was gonna make a video. And somehow I just kept putting it off, so now it's Sunday, so it's time for a new video. So, I don't know. We'll call this my video. We'll just let it go. Alright, what have I been doing? Well, like I said, I went to the dentist, and it was really nice. There's this device called a calvatron. I don't know if you're familiar with dentistry, because everybody likes going to the dentist and having them hack on your teeth with those pickaxes that they use. But there's a device called a calvatron, which uses ultrasonic vibrations to remove the plaque from your mouth. And it's so much nicer than having a little dwarf just chipping away at the nerves in your teeth. And they talked to me some about my teeth. They're not in as good a condition as they normally are when I go to see a dentist, but it's been 3 years since I saw one. So, you know, 3 years kind of builds things up. But it's not unfixable, and I went because I was concerned because some of my teeth looked really bad, and the dentist said that it was mostly surface damage, so as long as we dealt with it fairly soon and I was responsible with brushing my teeth and stuff, it should be alright. I was so worried they were going to have to, like, pull a tooth or something because it looked really terrible, but it's just big and on the surface. So, that was good news. I get to keep my teeth! Then I'm really stoked about my class on Wednesday if it will ever meet. If it will meet, I'll be very, very excited. I'm looking forward to meeting people and doing things and gotta make sure I don't get those two flipped around. And learning. Learning is good. What else have I been doing? A lot of Guild Wars 2. My mother doesn't like my ex-girlfriend, but sometimes I play with her because she plays, and I play. And it's a better game when you play with someone, and that was something that we did have in common, was that we played video games. So, I've been playing with her to the chagrin of my mother. But I've got no one else to do things with right now. Well, I got an invitation to a minor party, I'm guessing Monday afternoon-ish, because we never really settled on a time, but Monday. I'm hoping I can go to that. That would be hanging out with Eric again. I haven't seen him in too long. I was working on a shogi board. I was so proud of the shogi board I had designed, but then my printer didn't have ink, and I finally figured out how I'm going to make the pieces. This was my first attempt, but as you can see, it's got an awful lot of extra stuff around the outside. Yeah, this is where some of those boxes that were behind me have been going. That's why they're cut into pieces. I've been artistically turning them into other things. But I am trying to find the shogi board design that I made. The only symbol that I kept from the original game was this one, which is the king. The others, I looked at them and I'm like, I'm not going to remember that. And I guarantee that if I'm trying to teach somebody new, they're not going to remember it. So I made some symbols that were more representative of what the pieces do, and I'm sure that the shogi enthusiasts would be appalled at what I did, but it does make the game a little bit easier to, all the pieces are easier to keep straight, especially since they're all just symbols on little shape things. So, if I can put that together, I'm going to show off my paper and cardboard shogi board, but I've got to make sure that I actually have it. What else has been going on? Oh yeah, I've decided I'm going to go to the local library where I can get some quiet and do some work on my and studying, because it's very important that I not fall completely out of the habit of doing the math and studying so hard, because if I do, I'm never going to be able to catch up again. So it's important that I study even if I don't manage to accomplish the things that I'm trying to accomplish. One of my friends posted online about a free course that I could take in astronomy, and I was like, hey, I've got time and I don't have money, but I don't need it for this, and I have internet for now. So I signed up for the class. It starts in November and it runs for, I think it was like 9 weeks. So that has a little bit of overlap with my programming class, but I know which of them is more important. The astronomy interests me. I always wanted to take astronomy. Wanted to take it in high school. Then I wanted to take it in college, and there was never room in my schedule for it, and it never fit. There were several times I actually signed up for it and had to drop it to take a required class, so I'm finally going to take some astronomy properly. And yeah, I'm a little concerned that I might not get very much out of it, because the guy was like, you need to know basic algebra, so if you can solve this for this, then you're good. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, yeah, I can do that in my head in about 10 seconds. But they did say there would be some discussion of quantum mechanics and a few other things, so there should be something there that I haven't seen before, even if the whole thing is not new to me. And it's amazing sometimes when you see something that you think you already know about, there will be like one tiny little fact that somebody knows that you didn't know that you now know because you were paying attention. And so sometimes it's good to listen even to the things you already know, because you'll hear and see things, or you'll see them in a different light. And it's interesting and edifying. So I've been trying to do that. My mother got some strange water that, well, I'm drinking one of them to see how it is. Not sure I like it. It's sweetened with aspartame, which is an artificial sweetener. Generally, artificial sweeteners will give you cancer, so I try to avoid them. But she's trying to look out for my teeth. Yeah, like the only thing you can do to not wear down your teeth is not use them, which defeats the point of having teeth. So sure, if you never drive your car, it won't break down much. But then why do you have it? What else have I been doing? Mostly just that. I got on Guild Wars 2. I got on StarCraft 2 today. Some. Because I hadn't been on in a while, but my mouse was unresponsive. Not sure what that is. I might try changing my mouse out. I think I have another one around here. And really, I just need a new computer, but to get a new computer, I need a job. And to get a job, I need to be able to make it to my interviews. I had one or two, but like I said, the job was gone by the time I got there. So I'll have to get around to it. I need to look for more work. There's a lot of stuff I need to do. Haven't been doing all of it. I have been a little distracted by the release of this new game, but the news were worn off a little bit. And so I might actually go back and do the things that I want to do. there's a the last thing I want to talk about is there's a tournament. There's the release of a new Magic set coming up, and I played in Ravnica a long time ago. This is actually a card from Ravnica, and it was a really good set, so I was hoping to be able to dabble in the new set, at least at the pre-release. I don't expect to get to go to any other tournaments, but I was hoping I could pop in and see how things were going and kind of play a few games and then disappear again, have some fun. So, I'm just gonna have some fun, see how things go. I don't know if I'm gonna have the money for that, which is my concern, but we'll figure it out. And, oh yeah, the other thing I've been doing recently is I've been trying to find a good hot air balloon design, because I was looking up like Chinese lanterns. None of these really look or feel good to me, so I haven't been flying them. I got a little candle fuel source, but I really need a better design that I'm comfortable with before I try to do anything with it. I was just gonna run them in the house because you don't want them to get away, especially with those flimsy, crappy designs. But once I get something that I feel satisfied with, I'm going to do some basic test flights. This was the first one that I made, and as soon as I finished it, I'm like, I can't even put the fuel source in here without setting it on fire. This was a terrible idea. So, I am using my brain. I'm just working on using it better. I looked up some of the things, and I was like, I could do that, and then I started working on them, and I'm like, it's harder than it looks, but I can still do it. Anyway, it seemed fun, so I was working on it. I guess that's everything for me for now. So I'm going to go back to drinking my cancer juice, and we'll see what happens in the next week. I'm sure all 6 of you have missed me.